I would never work a 9 to 5. Even though there are many advantages to working a 9 to 5. For example, firstly, you just have to work these hours, no extracurriculars, no wasting time. Just work your 8 hours and the rest of your days are free. And secondly, with a 9 to 5, you have a stable and guaranteed income. And so no matter what happens, you are getting this specific income. And thirdly, there's much less stress, much less hard work, and it's much easier overall. And some people even like the 9 to 5 life. They like just sitting in the office 9 to 5 and then going back home. Or some people really want to become doctors and they have a passion towards saving people's lives. Well, then they can go ahead and do that. That's their life. But for me, I would never work a 9 to 5. I just can't imagine myself going day in and day out, working a dead-end job for the boss doesn't even like me, doesn't care about anything, and just doing what people tell me to do. I just can't understand that, can't comprehend that. So let me tell you why I would never work a 9 to 5 personally. Now, firstly, and most importantly, no matter what anyone else tells you, the freedom, the financial freedom, the time, the location freedom, it's all very cool and all, but that's not why I would never work a 9 to 5. I'm a very ambitious man, and I can't imagine myself not doing this. Even if I have to put 12, 16 hours of work every single day, I will do that consistently, day in and day out, rather than working 8 hours. Even forgetting about the financial freedom, location freedom, because doing this gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me a sense that I'm doing something useful. It also allows me to inspire people along the journey. That's also why I started YouTube, so that people can be inspired what I do and want to become like me. And in the future, maybe people will learn from me and become and see me as their role model, which is ultimately the goal in the end. Now, even though this purpose which I get is very important, let's talk about the other side of things. The happy life, the times when you're not working and you're just having fun. Those times after you take the unconventional path are 10 times more fun than the fun times in and after when working a 9 to 5 job. Because when you take the unconventional path and you reach results which no one else has reached, you have access to 3 different types of freedoms: location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. So let's start with financial freedom. Once you have money, you can buy whatever you want, whenever you want, and so you'll never be in a bad position where you can't go there because it's too expensive, and you'll just always be available to go. And so you'll always have the financial capabilities to go wherever you want, buy whatever you want, and see whoever you want. So that gives you a very large amount of freedom. But some people have a lot of money, but they can't really use it because they're always working. Now in the beginning, I encourage a lot to be working 6 hours, to be working 16-hour days, 12-hour days, 10-hour days, just to achieve this level of success. I encourage this a lot. But after you reach a certain level of success, you need to keep working these hours. I'm not saying you should just stop, because then your whole empire and business will fall down. You'll still be working 8-10 hours a day. But you need to have times in your life when you're not working and you're enjoying it. Because some people, they can't stop working. And so even once they get so much money, they just keep working 16 hours a day, then they go to bed and they wake up 16 hours a day, and they never have time to enjoy the money which they've made. Now, the last type of freedom, I find this to be a very important one. It is location freedom. Now, many people don't understand this, but let's say you live in America and suddenly a huge war happens and bombs are being thrown around and many people around you are dying. Well, the average person can't just leave to whatever country they want and live there. They have to stay in their country. But when you're rich, you can semi-buy residency and passports to whatever country you wish. And so no matter what crisis happens in whatever country you live in, you can always go to a safe country, no matter what the case is. But you need to realize this is all the good things about the unconventional path. And even though the work is a lot, in my opinion, it's still a good thing. But what about the bad things? What if you lose all your money? You risk it all, invest it all, do whatever you want, and you lose it. Well, you just failed. And now you might be on the streets for the rest of your life because of this. It's a very risky path. And there are some 9 to 5 jobs which pay you much better than the average person made through the unconventional path. And you work less hours. And you have more fun with your life. And you don't have the risk of getting onto the streets. Yet, I can't take that path. Ever since I was young, ever since I was 6, 7 years old, my mind is always set on business. I remember seeing my mother pay $50 to the dentist, and I was like, I want to become a dentist just because I saw the money. And one time I remember I was in this like small convenience store, and once the cashier opened the cash register, I wanted to become a convenience store owner because I saw that there was a lot of money in the cash register. It's not really necessarily the chase of money, but that's how I've always been since I was younger. And after that, I also wanted to enter business in university actually. Now I realize that's an idiot path to take, but still, my mind, my life has always been centered on business. That's who I've always been. And so I can't imagine myself taking another path. I am not trying to condemn the 9 to 5 path. Some people want to become engineers, some people want to become doctors, some people want to live a stable income and live the average life. Not everyone wants to be exceptional, multi-millionaire genius. But that's what I want. That's the path I'm aiming for in the end. And I'd love for you to stick around with the journey. I'd love for you to subscribe, turn the notifications on, and like. First, that yes, it helps boost my engagement, and then it will give me more subscribers and more fan base. But it also means that you can follow along with my journey and see how well I do over time. I'm also planning on making a vlog soon where I do a day in the life of my life, and you guys can see how hard this life is and how much work it takes. It's not that easy. And again, the 9 to 5 path is not a bad path to take. You can still achieve high levels of financial freedom. You can still get time freedom after you become 50 and you retire. And you can even have semi time freedom after 5 and before 9. So you can still have a decent life. And when it comes to location freedom, you might be able to access a few passports. And so you can achieve freedoms. You can get the life you want to get with a 9 to 5 job. And it also comes with a stable income and no risk. But again, I can't do that. I just can't imagine myself working a fucking dead end job day in and day out and doing it all and making even more money, not for myself, but for someone else, for a boss who doesn't even care about me, and slaving away my hours. I'd rather slave away my hours on my own, taking the risk all day and in hopes of reaching financial freedom with the plan in mind over working day in, day out for someone else who doesn't care about me. And that's just who I am. You can be different and you can be the same. And I might make a video after I do a lot of research in the future about what kind of person works better with a 9 to 5 job and what kind of person works better with the unconventional path. So what do you want? You need to truly think about it. Do you really want to become a doctor, or is it your parents enforcing you onto that? What do you really want? If it is what you want, if you do want to become a doctor, for example, then go for it. No one has anything against you. But truly think about it. Is that what you want? Visualize, close your eyes and just look at your future. Do you imagine yourself waking up at 9 a.m., going to a job, working till 5 a.m., then going back home, spending a few hours with your wife and family, then going to bed? Do you imagine that? Or do you imagine sitting behind your laptop 10, 12 hours a day, working to becoming the rich, successful online entrepreneur, millionaire, whatever you want to call it in the future? Whatever you see yourself as, go for that. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. No matter what they tell you, don't listen to the rich online millionaires who tell you need to start a dropshipping or SMA business to succeed. And also don't listen to the average 9 to 5 worker telling you those things don't work and you just need to work 9 to 5. Times are different right now and you have your own choice. So which one will you take? And yeah, that's it. As always, thanks for watching, and remember, don't give up, no matter what.